What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Sweat It Out podcast.
If you want to be successful, look inside.
We don't like sitting in the discomfort.
Then all of a sudden that day came when I got $20 and 2 free drinks to do a show, and I was like, oh shit, here we go, baby. You know?
Thank God she hasn't caught a chicken yet, because she'll tear her head off.
Don't be soft.
That patience is key.
If all my friends are winning, then it's going to make me want to win more.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Sweat It Out podcast. Today we have a very special guest all the way from Canada. She's a personal trainer, Under Armour athlete, team women's best, and also the beauty line, Makeup High Jabs. Please help us welcome the one and only Saman Munir. How's it going? How you been?
Good, can't complain. The weather is beautiful today. Usually, actually, yesterday was pretty cold, but today it's really, really nice. So I'm looking forward for summer now.
Is it going to get warmer now soon, or is it going to still be cold out there for a little bit?
So yesterday, like I said, it was pretty cold. We had to put the heater on, but today it's 18 degrees. So it's keep going up and down. And we did hear that we might have a snow day.
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping not, but you never know. Yeah, it's Canada.
Oh, I miss the snow. I mean, I remember probably the last time I experienced it was 2014. It's the last time I think I saw snow. I miss snow a little bit until it touched my skin, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with it.
I'm born and raised from Miami, so snow, I only saw it twice when I went to North Carolina, and that was it. I was just like, cool to play with, definitely don't want to live in. I'm from the beach, so you can imagine.
How's everything been for you since the beginning of the pandemic started over a year ago?
It's been more than a year now. Like, wow, it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie, really, really tough. Especially the gyms closing down and everything. But you know what? One thing that I really learned is that you can't worry about the things that you cannot control of. So obviously, you had to make adjustments with the kids being home for a little while. And me having, clients on the side, plus training and everything, it was difficult. But you know what? You got to get the best out of everything.
100%.
I'm not going to stop. You can't stop. You got to just push yourself through.
You're absolutely right. And that's one of the things that I think it's tested people's characters during this time, and I think obviously depending on where you live and, obviously in the States, some people are in more intense lockdowns than others, other countries, same thing. I think it really tests a person's characters to see like, how can I function in this environment? How can I stay as a high performer? How can I be the best version of myself while I'm being tested every single day and challenged because of the certain circumstances, and I think it's really showing people who they really are, right? And true colors are coming out. And also too, you're realizing other things you maybe didn't even know about yourself before, and maybe even opportunities in businesses and other things that you're like, man, I thought I never would have been doing this if it wasn't for this. So of course, with as much of sadness and hardships I feel like there's also been a lot of lessons learned. I think there's also been opportunities. I think there's also been realization in a lot of people's lives as well.
Correct. To be honest with you, pandemic has really been a blessing me and financially wise, because I've got more clients, I've got more projects from Under Armour. I'm getting like a lot of work from other brands, so it's not been that bad. It's just that I'm so used to working out at the gym. For me, gym is my outlet, and for that, shutting down was a bit hard. But you know what? Like I said, I started doing more biking outside, any outdoor activities I could do. If it got too cold and it came to the basement, if the basement is too cold and came inside, but you just gotta keep pushing yourself. That's right. It.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it definitely taught me, just how resilient we as human beings really can be, and the different variety of adversities, right, which we can overcome all at once. Given everything mentally and physically that and emotionally, as well as economically, that people had to deal with during the pandemic, and for the fitness industry. Real tough. A lot of us, have never, like for me personally, I've never not had the ability to go to a gym. Whether or not I actually went to a gym was up for debate, but I always had the opportunity to know that there was that sacred place where I could go feel comfortable and know I could always look towards that place as a beacon where I could progress and get better, right? How was it for you, working with your clients to get them to understand, like, listen, it's going to be a hard adjustment period. How do you overcome, like, how do you teach these people that, it's going to be a hurdle, but we're going to be able to overcome it together, and you're going to be better because of it in the long run?
So first of all, in the beginning, like when it happened, it was obviously summertime and we were all working out outside. And then obviously then winter came. It got a bit tough, but you know what? They see me, they watch me on Instagram. So that's where they get really, really motivated. They're like, okay, if you can do it, why can't we? So obviously you all have to be mentally strong. I just kept talking to them, motivating them, and one of my clients, actually two of my clients lost 50 pounds during the pandemic. Yeah. They pushed themselves through. They're like, you know what? Okay, it's okay. We got this. And we trained the whole winter in the garage, obviously with social distancing, wearing our mask, but we did it.
And that's the point, is that you actually did it and you kept doing it and your clients kept doing it. And I think also too, not just as a coach yourself, but I think you also see and get to see the clients that want it the most, right? Because you get some clients like, oh, let's do it. I'm just going to wait. But you see those ones that separate themselves from some of those other clients that's like, hey, I'm willing to do what I got to do. Obviously around the parameters of us taking care of ourselves and what we need to follow, but we are here to show up and make this happen regardless, whether if we have to do it over the screen or if we have to meet you up over here and do it in person. You really do see those clients that set themselves apart and why they have so much success and they get the results they want. And it's because of that exact reason. It's like, hey, there's no other choice. I got to make this happen. It doesn't matter if the world is falling down. And those are the people that you see are sticking through and having success, not just with their own health, but with their family, with their businesses, moving forward through, when the start of the pandemic, in the middle of it, and now going post-pandemic. You're seeing those people, why they've continued to succeed.
Absolutely. Yep. And it's all the mindset. Once you make up your mind, there's some clients, like you said, no matter what you tell them, if they're not mentally ready, it's not going to happen. Yeah. And some of my clients are just like, they have this positive mindset. They know that they're going to go through it. And it's not like they're single. They're parents, they have kids, they have work, but they're still, doing it.
100%. Is that something you work with your clients? Do you teach them that? How to have a strong mindset, how to build a strong mindset?
Absolutely. Sometimes I feel like I'm a psychiatrist or something, because some people just talk about, their boyfriends and they're bawling, and I'm like, okay, I'm not here for this, but it's okay. I'll listen to your story, no problem. There's so many things. Like, I sometimes feel drained by just listening to their stories, and I'm like, it's okay. And I have to keep motivating them and say, you know what, it's okay. You know what, for example, there's a client, like an old client, who was struggling with divorce and all that stuff. And I'm like, look, you are a mother, you are a role model for your kids, for your boys. So you need to look after yourself so you can look after your kids. I said, it's okay what happened in the past. I know it's gonna take time to heal, but you gotta get through this. So it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. I know there are times when I'm just so drained and I hear their stories and I feel so bad. I'm like, okay, but I gotta leave it there and just,
Yeah, no, I totally hear it. From our personal experiences, we know what it is, being coaches ourselves and having to, hear out our clients, what they've gone through. And it's funny because it's like, you almost have to as well kind of know where the fine line of certain things, but at the same time, it's like, you're helping them, you know what I mean? Like, and part of you helping them with some of these personal hurdles helps them with their health and fitness hurdles, right? Because sometimes those things that they can't go through mentally is what's setting them back from losing the weight or gaining the muscle or achieving certain health and wellness results. And that's where you're like, man, that was the disconnect. The disconnect was something was going on outside of the gym, even outside of whatever they were doing daily for their own self-being, for their health and fitness. And their goals. It has to do with a partnership that they're having with their significant other, or with a business, or with their kids. And that little disconnect and shining some light on there could be the factor of helping them now achieve those health and fitness goals that have been taking the hit because of that.
Totally agree.
So what are some of the things you do as far as like mindset wise, right? So we talked mindset. What are some of the tools that you use to give to your clients to be able to work with their mindset, in any position that they're in, even if it has to be more tailored for fitness and health? What are some of those mindset tools that you like to work with your clients?
I always tell them to set small goals that are attainable and, go after them. Like one of my clients who couldn't do push-ups in the beginning of the the year, and now like she's been working on it for so long, and now she can do like push-ups, 5 push-ups, without stopping. So I just tell them to set small goals and just work on it on your own, and it helps them. It's
super important to be able to set small goals, in my opinion, and I want to get your take on this. Too often I find people either set too lofty of goals, they set too vague of goals, or they aren't willing to acknowledge the small wins that they get, leading to inaction because they become unmotivated, right? Do you, number one, find the same type of issues across the board with the population that you work with? And if you do, how do you help them kind of overcome those by seeing how important the small wins really are?
I agree. Like it's not easy. What actually I do is obviously I tell them, like, when you're doing it, just send me a video of it, of your whatever goal there is. Like I said, the push-up one, I really helped her, like, help her get her better with the push-ups. So she will send me videos, and I will check it out. And if her form was incorrect, I will do a video and then send it to her. If I'm with her, I will show it to her. But you got to keep on pushing them, and I'll keep on telling them, show me your result. How's it doing? How are you doing it? And like I said, one of my clients who did really well, by now she can do 5 push-ups. She's been going back and forth with those videos, and it helped her a lot with that, just to get her push-ups.
Yeah, it's really interesting when it's the constant feedback, right? So the feedback between as a coach and a client, it's what's the feedback your client's giving you, what's the feedback you're giving your client, and that constant feedback is what creates that bridge to figure out, okay, where's the issue? Okay, how can we make this better? Is this not helping you? Okay, maybe we have to figure something out that's different, that's gonna help you. And if it is helping you, okay, how can we lock this in now so we can keep reinforcing that over and over again to help you get there? So yeah, I would say 100%, videos is definitely a great way to help you, back and forth, see how your client is doing, see the way their body's moving, seeing where there might be a disconnect, and then as well us showing them what they need to do. Moving forward with that, what is your philosophy around health and fitness? What is your approach when you work with a client? Like, what are your belief systems when it comes to health and fitness? I know all coaches have, we might all have commonalities, similar ones, but at the same time, we always have our belief in what we might be tending to lean a little bit more on. What are yours? I'm very interested in knowing.
Being consistent and being patient. Like, it takes time. For me, even myself, like, I didn't grow up playing sports. I just started when I was 37 years old. I just started my training at the age of 37 after my 3rd kid. So I know that it takes a lot of patience to get there where you want to. For example, for myself, even learning pull-ups, it took me 4 months, but I was consistent. So consistency and being patient makes a huge difference. Yeah.
100. Did you say 37?
Yes.
You did not look 37. I'll tell you that.
I was. Now I'm going to be 41.
You look great.
Thank you.
So I don't know. Are you lying to us? You must have been training before that.
No. 37, and now I'm going to be 41 in May.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what made you say, I want to get into training at 37 years old? What made you want to pursue that personal training career?
So I was always into fitness, but not like regular. I used to work out at home, and when I had my first child, I did my workout just to drop it. My mindset was not there. It was all about how can I lose weight? How can I lose that 5 pounds? I was just obsessed with losing weight. I just wanted to be skinny. But once I joined UFC Gym, I started working out, and then I created my page in 2017, SFM Fitness. And then I just learned, like, I said, forget about being obsessed with losing weight. I'm going to start setting small goals, and I'm going to try to accomplish them. And that's when I started learning push-up, pull-ups, dips, and everything. And when I was setting these goals, my weight dropped by itself. I started doing weight training. I said, forget about losing. So I just threw the scale out. I was like, forget about that. And I think that's what really motivated. Once I saw the results, once I accomplished my goals, then it was one on the other. Then, okay, I just kept going and going and going and didn't stop. And I don't think I'm going to stop.
That's right.
I'm going to keep going.
That's amazing. And I mean, it's so impactful when people get to hear, stories about such a quality transformation when the message is also of quality too, right? Like, so many, especially women, and this is what I've definitely found out in my career, is women so often attach themselves, latch themselves onto that number on the scale, right? No matter what the number may be, it might be even their goal weight. The second they hit that goal weight, oh, it's not good enough, right? What do you mean it's not good enough?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And to be able to hear from you, right, someone who not only has taken back control of their health, right, but has used it to empower others, which is tremendous in itself, right? To be able to hear that message of like, you know, forget about whatever numbers on the scale. Forget about what that end product looks like. I'm going to focus on the things that I need to do every day to get a little better, and the rest is going to take care of itself. To be able to hear that from someone who's, you know, again, found success not only in their transformation, but inside of the fitness industry as well, and has become, you know, I would consider you to be really a very prominent female role inside of a very male-dominated field, right? Fitness is very male-dominated. So for you to be able to carve out the type of community you have and to be able to deliver this type of messages is absolutely phenomenal. And I hope more women who are listening to this who either work in fitness or aspire to work in fitness or even go through their own transformation take that next step because of the things that you're saying.
So I want to ask you, you know, you said UFC is where you started. Is that where you've built your training foundation as a personal trainer, or was this something you took outside? And what are some of the biggest things you learned being at UFC, you know, building yourself up with your own health and then going into the trainer? What were some of your favorite tools and training styles that you like to implement early on into your training now with your clients?
So we do kickboxing, but when I started UFC, actually, again, my mindset was just to lose weight. It was not to be stronger than before or to learn something. It was just but once I started doing boot camps with guys, that's where I started pushing myself. I'm like, okay, if he can do push-ups, I'm going to do it too. And I felt like just by comparing myself with a male person, I was able to move faster. I was able to learn faster, and I just pushed myself. But with my clients as well, like I said, I do like weight training, functional training, kickboxing, and I think they love the kickboxing because it just gives them confidence that they can, you know, do everything. So a bit of everything. But UFC, I've learned so much. I've learned Muay Thai, I've learned boxing, I've learned boot camps, and I did not become a trainer until I became an Under Armour athlete. Because they told me, they're like, if you want to go to events like training events, you have to be a personal trainer. So that's when I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just do a course. And at that time, I just did it for the sake of it. I was not planning on training anybody. I said, I just want to go and, you know, learn from other athletes as well. So I did it. And then I just, you know, I loved it. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, so I'm going to, obviously I am already doing videos on Instagram, but I want to make a difference in people's lives. So I'm going to start training, and it's going well.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about that approach with Under Armour. How did that feel when you spoke to them, when you got signed with them, and how was that? Like, did you get to go to their facility? Like, how was that whole experience?
Yeah, you got my attention on that one for sure. I know a lot of people will be interested to hear.
So prior to that, if you guys notice on my profile, I was a makeup and hijabs blogger. I used to, you know, create videos on makeup and how to style a hijab in different style. So I had a little bit of experience on how to work with brands. So when I started SFM_fitness in 2017, I think I had about 6,000 followers at that time. Okay. And I started messaging all the brands. And I started sending DMs. I started emailing them, whatever email I could find on the website. And I said, I want to work with you guys. And Under Armour was the only one that came back to me and said, okay, we'll start sending you kits. They just wanted to, you know, test out the water. So they just got me. They said, we're going to sign you up for a year and we'll see how it goes. And then after a year, first I was an influencer with them. Then they said, okay, you're going to be our ambassador. So after a year, I told them, I said, look, I'm from neck to down. I am Under Armour. I need a Under Armour hijab. And that's when we started working on our Under Armour hijab. And that was the first Canadian product that came out, and our team was extremely happy, and they were super supportive, very, very supportive, because we went back and forth with the hijab, because there were times where it was too light, you could see the hair, or the fit was not right, it just didn't look right. So it took us a year to go back and forth with the prototypes, and then finally we landed on last year in March, I believe. the video came out of the hijab, Under Armour hijab, of course, like I was featured in it. And so it was amazing because a lot of people think that you need to have a lot of followers for brands to contact you, but that's not the truth.
That's right.
Yeah, I only had 6,000 followers at that time, and they gave me this amazing opportunity. And after that, I just ditched all the other brands. I never bothered hearing them, never bothered having them. My husband told me, "Look, I bought you these nice shoes." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Sounds awfully familiar. I always make fun of him. Like every time I go over to his apartment, I go into I'm like, "Oh, let me just use your bathroom." And right by his bathroom is his closet. I mean, just a mountain of Puma shoes. But you brought up a really good point. It's not necessarily about the follower count, right? It's not necessarily about how many followers you have. With that being said, if that isn't the case, right, in your opinion and what you've seen working with so many different brands and having the ability to work with a great brand like Under Armour, what are brands looking for in an influencer?
So they see how consistent you are. They see how you work with other people. They see, are you replying to the people who are leaving comments? And consistency is what they see.
Persistence.
Yeah. You have to be consistent with your post and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
So for a young health and fitness coach who's coming up here, and that's something I work with when it comes to the business development on the online coaching side and working with coaches, helping them work with brands and companies. What's your take on how would you give advice to, besides persistent consistency, when it comes to the actual messaging sequence on how to actually approach a company or brand? Because I think one thing is great, we're consistent, persistent. So what do we tell the brand, right? What do we tell them? What do they want? Like, what through your time of doing this and working with brands and messaging brands and hitting them up, what did you see that brands wanted to see as far as like in an email or DM to catch their attention to even look at your page? Like what
I honestly have no idea because like I said, I couldn't even do a proper pull-up at that time. I couldn't even do like a lot of workouts when they signed me in, I couldn't do a lot of things. And I just like randomly just sent a message because I just wanted to work with a sports brand. Honestly, at that time, when I asked them later on, what did you guys see? They said exactly what I told you. They want to see how consistent you are. Because like I said, at that time, I wasn't a trainer or I wasn't an athlete growing up. I just started in 2017 and they also accepted me in 2017, like just literally 3-4 months later on when I opened my account, that's when I start sending messages and they said, okay, we'll take you. But there are a lot of other influencers that I see of Under Armour who also have like 8,000 or 9,000 followers, but they see the same thing. I've noticed you got to be consistent. You got to be replying to the people who are leaving comments and just post videos every single day.
It's so important, and we try to tell people all the time. I mean, I've kind of been on a lull as I go through this rebrand that I'm going through, but we try to always tell people, consistency really is a key. If you can't expect people to want to buy your products and be coached by you if you can't even do something as simple as be consistent in how you're posting. Posting is free, right? If people can't even get free content from you on a daily basis, how can you ever expect them to find value in something or believe that the value will be given to them if they actually put money down and buy your product? So, spot on with that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, too, like, people got to get a taste of what you are, right? A taste of what you got, what you are, your consistency, your persistence. Like, you said it yourself, and you don't think, I tell people all the time, you don't think your future clients, that maybe some of the clients you're working on now, you don't think that they've been watching your page for a while, seeing how consistent, persistent you've been, right? Seeing the content you put out. And then that's why they're like, you know what? This person's been doing this for a few months now. Like, this is the real person. They're the real deal. Like, this is the person I want to work with. If this is how they're doing their work and their content and their consistency every single day, I know I'm going to get results with them. Let me connect with them because this is the type of attitude that I want to work with so I can get the results I want. And, I think it just truly shows, right? Truly shows from 2017 to where you're at now. And I've been following for at least almost 2 years now. And you can obviously see the shift and the growth of where your things have gone. And I think it's amazing, and kudos for you to sticking it through, because I think the hardest part is people don't stick through because they don't see the results right away. And
yes.
I've been doing this since 2013, 2014 hard, and I really haven't really seen my true results you know, probably not till like 3-4 years ago, you know. So really it wasn't till like 2017 I started working with some brands, stuff like that. But really when it monetarily revenue rise, it wasn't really until like 2018 going into like 29 when I really saw the uptake of like my own product, my own revenue, producing my own revenue and stuff like that go up. It took all those years of building and building and building and trusting, right, and consistency to finally let people know, like, hey, I'm the real deal. I'm not here to play around. I'm here to impact, right? And it's amazing to see that on your side as well.
Right. No, it definitely takes a lot of time. Even like I said, when Under Armour accepted me at that time, I was like, okay, oh my God, I was super excited. And I said to myself, I need to raise the bar, because if they post my video on their page and I'm just doing squats and just like jumping jacks, that's not acceptable. So I really pushed myself since then. I was like, that's it. You know what? I got to work hard. And I did. And I did. I'm still working hard.
Oh, it's very easy to tell, you know, how much effort and intention and thought you really put into everything, because, you know, again, not only are your posts like, you know, very informative, but they're always interesting. They're always, you know, very unique to who you are and what your brand is about. And you know, in a day and age where it's very easy just to go online and copy someone and you know, implement or do what they're doing because it's the popular thing to do, it's been, you know, a breath of fresh air to again see, you know, a woman like yourself in a very male dominated field. I can't reiterate that enough, because it, you know, it's got to be difficult. I don't know. I'm not a female in fitness, but at least I don't think I am. Mendez, you want to tell me if I, but you know, it's got to be a challenging to be able to, you know, be as creative and unique as and display who you really are as a person behind the brand. You know, again, you know, kudos to you, and you know, for all of the girls who may be listening, if you aren't following her, you better start right now, because some of the best content that I've seen on social media in terms of training in a long time.
Yeah, and you'll get inspired, most definitely. You'll get inspired, and you can definitely learn some brand tips and getting yourself in front of the right bands. You got to be persistent, guys. You got to be persistent. So I have a question for you. What is your next big thing that you're trying to do with your health and fitness platform? Are you going to continue to do personal training? Obviously, I know that's your thing, but is there anything else that we don't know of, maybe that you're coming out with, programs, website, software? I'm sorry?
I am actually working with another brand, and I'm trying to, you know, come up with a workout program and a nutrition program as well. So it's probably going to happen. It's going to take a couple of months. But yeah, because a lot of people are asking me, how come you don't have a YouTube channel? How come you don't have any programs? I'm like, okay, I'm going to be working on it. So it's going to be coming in future for sure.
What's it called?
I can't tell you right now.
Can you give us any little secret? What can we expect a little bit in the future here?
Programs, like I said, workout programs. Yeah, it's going to be 6-week a workout challenge or something like that. But like I said, I just started, so it's going to take time. It's another brand.
Okay. No, we'll take you off the hot seat. We don't want to bother you. I'm just playing you. Is this something aside from Under Armour, or is Under Armour going to be affiliated with this?
No, Under Armour's not going to be affiliated with this now.
Cool. Well, I'm definitely excited to know. You'll definitely have to let us know when you roll it out so we can help push it out in our platform. On top of that, how are your clients reacting to this product? Are they excited? How are they feeling about it? Are they going to jump in, your current in-person clients?
Maybe not. I don't know. But I haven't spoken to anyone about this yet. So it's just, you're the first one actually to know now. I haven't mentioned it.
Special.
We got that exclusive drop.
We got a little bit of exclusivity. Just by knowing, we got a little bit of exclusivity.
Listen, I feel very special. With how successful you've been with in-person clients, and given the type of platform that you have available to you on social media, do you see yourself continuing with in-person clients? Do you see yourself shifting? I mean, obviously you'll be doing some online stuff. Do you see yourself like really going all in on online training eventually, or do you enjoy, I talked to a couple of my friends who are obviously like big in in-person training. They're like, I'll never give it up. Then you have people like us who are like, I can't wait to give up my in-person training. I love training people online. I would like to get, your feedback and your opinion on, where you're at with that.
I honestly love in-person training. The reason I have not been doing Zoom calls and all that, because I cannot fix people form, and that bothers me. If I see somebody like, if it's a Zoom class or whatever, I've done it before and I couldn't tweak their form, and that was just annoying. Even when I'm telling them, they don't get it until you are there to, show them properly. So for now, I'm going to say I love online, one-on-one, but what the future holds, I don't know. But I want to keep some clients. There's a lot of, I have a few clients who are really I see a lot of progress and they're doing very well. I can't let them go. I won't let them go until they are ready to be on their own.
Yeah, no, and I'll tell you, it goes back to that. You're getting those coaches where it's like, man, I really love my in-person. I'm not going to stop. I really love the online. I want to keep going. But look, there's people in between, right? I want to be able to be a hybrid coach, do some online, do some in person. And then who knows, maybe from there you realize maybe I do want to go online all. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want to keep doing the hybrid, right? So I think it's I'll tell you something. The world we're moving in, I will be honest with everybody. I think that it is important where they're, online, in person. I think it's important to have multiple and have diversity, right? You want to be able to have different offers for your clients, because even with your in-person, if they go on vacation or if they leave or if you get sick, they can still somewhat do something of homework because you have that online program or pre-recording that you can give to them just in case something does happen. And I think that that's the important thing here, is that understanding that where everything's headed, having some multiple streams or different offers in place is going to be important as a coach moving forward.
Agree.
Man, I'm so excited. I can't get over everything that we've been talking about, and I'm really excited for what the future holds for you. Now that it seems like we're starting to head back to a little more normalcy, more people getting vaccinated, more people going back to the gym. The sky's the limit, I really think, for what the future holds for the fitness industry in general, and in particular, quality coaches like yourself who are really out there to help people more than they're out there to make a name for themselves. And again, right, like in a world where it's cool to be popular, it's cool to have 200,000 followers and a blue check mark, right? It's so great to get to communicate and get to hear the stories of humble coaches like yourself who are really just out there to make an impact.
Thank you.
With the blue check mark too.
Yeah,
right?
I feel left out. I feel left out. We got a Puma check mark. We got the Under Armour check mark.
Don't make me feel bad. I'm just playing.
Ever since he got it, I just been holding it over his head.
He's always bugging me.
He comes into the studio and I just get down and pray. Just
I'm like this guy over here. No, I really want to say, first of all, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your part of your story, what you're doing, what you're planning on doing with your program. Obviously, we'll have to be waiting for that name to drop. But it's really inspiring, again, like Josh, to see what you're doing in this field, how you're continuing to grow, how you found your love for it, especially at 37 when you don't see that often, right? A lot of people are scared to even start stuff at the age of 30, right? Yeah. Oh, because it's I'm too old already for that. Guys, you're not too old.
I get people messaging me, they're 25. Is it too old to start? I'm like,
wow, 25? I wish I was 25.
I started very late. I said, no.
And you had kids already.
Sorry?
And you had your kids already.
Yes. I had all my kids, yes.
So imagine, 37, you have all your kids, people would be afraid to start anything, right?
Yeah.
But I think that also goes to say, right, you probably had some tremendous support as well from your significant other.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because prior to that, I was a document specialist and working for an aerospace company. So I quit my job after I had my daughter because I was like, I'm not going to leave her at a babysitter. I want to take care of her. I want to take care of all my kids. So I had first and second and third. So I never had a chance to go back to work or whatever I was doing. So while I had my first daughter, I started doing blogging, and I had my makeup hijabs account where I started doing beauty and all that stuff on the side where I didn't have to leave the house. I was just working from home. So, and then slowly went to fitness, and that's it. Yeah.
Oh, love that. And that's just, guys, for everybody out there, you want to do something, just do it, right? You want to get out of something, just get out of it. You want to stop something, just stop doing it. And if you want to just take control of your life, start taking control.
Exactly.
Thank you so much again. I really appreciate you. And I want to, before we wrap it up, I want to allow you to take the floor and just let people know, where can they connect with you? Where can they find you if they want to be able to reach out?
Sure. You guys can follow me on my Instagram account. It's called SFM_fitness. I have a lot of amazing videos. You guys can watch and try them out. Yeah. It'll be awesome. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. I want to say, before, I know Mendez is jumping at the bed. He loves to finish it out with some rapid fire questions. So get ready for those. But again, I just want to say, it's been a pleasure getting to talk to you, even though it's through a screen, and hopefully one day we can either get up to the 6 or you can come down to the 305.
Speed round questions. First one. What is your favorite fitness tool? Fitness tool.
Oh, agility ladders.
Boom. That's right. I do see you do all those.
Smashing them always.
Yeah, I always see you doing them on the videos. Question number 2. What was the wildest and craziest experience you've had as a personal trainer?
Ooh, I don't know. Wildest? Oh my God. I didn't. Not yet.
Still waiting for that one. Still waiting.
Come on, clients. Let's go.
Right? All right, we'll move on to that. Or actually, what's the craziest experience you've seen in a gym?
In the gym?
As a client. Maybe a member.
I don't, honestly, no, I don't.
She's like, I'm so focused on my clients. I'm not paying attention.
I have so many. I'm like, geez, am I the only one?
Well, you live in Miami, though, man.
I do live in Miami. Miami's crazy.
See some freaks.
I'm so focused with my own workouts. I don't even look around. I mean, I get people coming to me and say, hey, how you doing this? How did you learn how to, do this workout or whatever? But otherwise, nothing crazy.
You got good people out there.
You do.
All right. Last and final question. What is the biggest piece of advice you can leave off to all our listeners today in one sentence?
Oh, in one sentence. Whatever your dream is, just go for it. Don't think about it twice. Whatever you want to do, just do it. Not tomorrow. Don't wait for another week. Don't wait for another Monday. Just do it now.
Boom.
What a way
wait for
to
Monday.
wrap it up.
I'm a Monday advocate. I don't know if you see my Savage Mondays. I love Mondays. Don't wait for another one. Start on that Monday that you're on and just freaking go.
Guys, get up and get yours.
Woo.
You know?
Thank you so much.
Thank you again for coming on. Until next time, everybody.
Thank you for having me.